Hello, and welcome to this new episode of Coming Home, Life After SAS, Semester at Sea. My name is Viana Premazzi. I was Intercultural Communication Specialist for Voyage 134. Together with me, there is Emma De Caro, ASL interpreter for our voyage and also for this project. Thank you, Emma. And together we have a very special guest. One person who is, as soon as we promote this project, she jumped in and submit her application to be one of our guests, Catherine. So welcome. And the first question I'm gonna just ask you is like to introduce yourself to our audience. Maybe there are for sure people that know you, but also people that they never meet you, or people that met you on the ship, but they're still maybe they were not your close friends. So thank you if you want to introduce yourself.
Perfect. Thank you, Viviana, and thank you, Emma, as well for being here. My name is Catherine Houston. I am currently a junior at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm a chemistry major for anybody who is in the sciences as well. I heard about SAS when I was in 7th grade, and I decided that right then and there I was going to go. Of course, I wasn't old enough, so I had to wait about 10 years. And then I finally made the voyage on fall of 2024, voyage 134. And SAS was just an incredible experience. One, to just travel the world. And so I got to travel the world, see incredible countries that I most likely would have never gone to. And then also was a chance to just meet some incredible people who frankly are going to be my lifelong friends and who have shaped who I am as a person and how I see the world through our experiences that we had in all of these countries and exploring different cultures.
Thank you. And I think this is something that it's really something that we can share, and many people that we have interviewed already share. It's really about the people.
Yes.
It's about the countries, of course, it's about the voyage, but it's also about the people. So thank you for sharing this. And so we had this amazing almost 4 months, and then we disembarked in Bangkok in December 24. And now a few months have passed, and what do you miss the most about Semester at Sea?
I think I miss the people the most. Like, don't get me wrong, going to all of the countries and then it's day one in port and you were like, okay, there's so much I want to do. Where do I start? But then you just look around and you're like, okay, we're in this incredible country. I have all of my friends or people I've never met before who I get to meet and get to know through these incredible experiences. And we can just go and find our way. We'd never really have a set thing to do. SAS is all about saying yes. SAS is all about the adventure. SAS is all about taking advantage of every opportunity that you're given. So whether that's having tea with the locals family, or finding this incredible waterfall that you didn't even know about and just going to go explore it. And yes, that's all incredible and it's all amazing. And I have filled 4 different journals writing about it. But it wouldn't have been the same if I didn't have these like-minded individuals with me who I could share those experiences with. And so whether or not I traveled with someone I had known on the voyage or someone that I was just meeting at that point in the voyage, who were able to make these incredible connections with these people. And I think truly the thing I miss most is just traveling the world with my best friends and just getting to know them through these opportunities that we would not have whether we were traveling on our own, not on semester at sea, or traveling with our family, or even at our even back home at our home university.
Thank you. And I think this is also interesting for people because SAS, yeah, is a voyage. So it's already kind of stepping out of your comfort zone because you're going abroad or in many different countries. But then, as you rightly said, it's kind of in every single country, in every single experience, you also can step out of your comfort zone and ask yourself, what can I do with more like new people that I already know. So it's kind of always this like comfort, discomfort, and push some boundaries to get to know more yourself and the places and the people. So thank you for sharing this. Tell us on the other side if you have one or more of your favorite memories.
I think I'll start off easy with my, well, it's not easy at all because there are so many incredible memories, but I'll start off easy on the voyage on the physical ship. I think my favorite memory is just all around line dancing. My friends and I, we started the Country Swing and Line Dancing Club. And so that was a huge part of our voyage. And so we would teach swing dancing lessons and line dancing lessons. And then we just built a whole community around dancing. And so um, whether it would be a random Tuesday night in the middle of the Indian Ocean or just at noon on a school day when the weather is beautiful, we're just out line dancing. And it was just an incredible way of creating a community and bonding with the people around me, which I absolutely loved. And then my favorite memory in port, it's impossible, first of all, to choose one just because there's so many to choose from. But I think one of my favorite memories would honestly be, oh man, probably in Morocco. We had a tour guide who was showing us around the desert and also to a bunch of these niche cities that we never would have seen. And we were just driving down the road one day and he's like, oh, by the way, that's my grandmother's house. We're like, oh, and he's like, would you want to come in for some tea? And I was like, absolutely. And so then we just sat there in his grandmother's living room and she made us tea and gave us little cookies. And then we just chatted with her and essentially his entire family who were living there. And that was just a moment where you never would have had that experience any other time except for SAS. And I still think about that to this day because what stranger opens up their doors to a bunch of college kids to come and drink tea? And it was just an incredible experience that I will never forget.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I think regarding the one on the ship, it's not also a surprise that I think the first people that volunteered to be guests here and sharing are also the people who took the lead in many of things that were available to do on SAS, one being like the club. And I think that social part, like that social gathering, you guys did something like amazing in helping people having like enjoy and learning. Who would have ever thought to have like a swing club on a ship or dancing? And this is kind of my, it's not really a regret, but like for faculty we should have something similar like clubs.
Mhm.
It's impossible because of the time, because we didn't have time to do anything. We still
Yes.
had some fun. But yeah, so well done for the club, and I'm sure that is a beautiful memory also for the people who were part of the club and attended and learned a lot.
Absolutely, yes.
And then one of the reasons why we're doing this is also to normalize maybe some of the struggles, some of the challenges that people had or are having while like coming back. How was for you coming back? Any struggle that you expected, something that you didn't expected? How was that part of coming back?
Well, to start things off, I was supposed to travel with my friends in Thailand for about 3 weeks post voyage. And then I was going to come back home and head pretty much straight back to school. But some things happened back home. And so I actually decided to um, come back for Christmas Eve. And so I didn't tell my family and I just surprised them. I just showed up at the door being like, hey guys, Merry Christmas. And because of that, I think my first couple of days of just being home and then being shocked and then us going through the whirlwind of the holidays, that was all fine. Yes, I missed semester at sea, but I was also exhausted from an entire semester of always go, go, go. And so I was, I think, thankful for the holidays to sort of give me a distraction. But then New Year's came, and then after New Year's, I'm just sitting at home waiting to go back to school. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, if I were on SAS right now, I would be planning a trip for a new country, or I would be playing cards at 2 in the morning with my closest friends out, up in, up frankly, anywhere on the ship. There was really no one place to hang out. And I think it was just the adjustment of saying, oh, I'm not going to be in a new country next week. I'm not living with my best friends on a ship sailing around the world. I don't I have I have my phone and I have data and Wi-Fi, and it was just abnormal to me, I think, to just be thrown back into the real world and have texts always coming in, having social media notifications hitting my phone, and then just being expected to, wake up, go to class, do homework, go to bed. It just made normal life seem so mundane, which I think was really difficult. And so nobody could ever understand what semester at sea meant to the Voyagers. And so everyone I would meet would ask me, oh, how was your trip? It looked so incredible. And you can't say anything other than great, because the words, it's indescribable. Nobody who hasn't been on semester at sea can ever understand what it means to us Voyagers and how that affected our lives. And I think that was one of the hardest parts, because you can't say anything other than great when people ask you how it was. And then they just expect you to, be thrown back into normal life. And I don't see the world the same anymore. I don't see my life as something so slow and mundane and, set to a calendar anymore. And so it's been difficult, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing and share the struggle that I'm sure many people are actually also living the same, or they live the same. Because we also started mentioning on the ship how difficult it will be to talk with other people and say something more than great. How many minutes can they listen to us? Do they want really to listen to us and listen to not only the superficial of the experience, but also what was really impactful and it changed our life, and so yes, and also how our life not be or not feel boring compared to planning every life in our in a port adventure in different ports every week. So thank you, because it's something definitely many people share, not only I think from semester at sea, but also from other study abroad experiences. But of course, as I said, semester at sea is like study abroad on steroid because there's so much going on. So maybe there is something that is helping you to cope now that 2 months have passed. How are you dealing with this? Strategies, resources, suggestions that you can share?
Absolutely. At the beginning of every month, I write down a list of about 20 or 30 people. And I make it my goal that throughout that month, I have to call every single person on that list. And so I call it my phone a friend list. Sorry, I have it hanging up back there. And so I make it a goal to call 20 or 30 of my friends from semester at sea. That way I can just reach out to them and I feel that sort of connection again with them, and I can reconnect and see how they're doing, and to just sort of feel that closeness that I think a lot of us are missing. And so I found that has been extremely helpful. We also have a group chat with pretty much everybody on the voyage, all of the students at least. And so we sometimes still send messages in it. And I found it helpful because some people will send pictures from reunions that they're having, or just crazy experiences that they're going on, like beautiful hikes or cool canyons in Colorado or something like that. And that just sort of brings back that sense of adventure that we felt on SAS, and that sense of community, which I've truly enjoyed. Um, in terms of other resources, I think it's just been a matter of reconnecting with all of my friends from semester C and just going back and writing more a little bit in my journal just to sort of really fully create a complete and deeper understanding of what that experience meant to me.
Thank you. I think that that's very important, like both the aspect that you shared, and I think it also suggests us to be intentional. Like you could also
Mhm.
have let the things, okay, everyone is on social media, like something will happen. We put some like emoticons or just reactions to people, but making intentional of calling actually people, and so spend time on the phone or maybe video call. It's really something that makes a difference, probably for us and also for your friends, because it's something intentional. It means also like taking care of the relationship, taking care of the connection, and then also with the journaling, it's probably taking care also of yourself, of your thoughts, and planning your future. So thank you for so much for sharing this.
Thanks.
That was the last question, and so thank you again, Catherine, for being with us and share, and thank you everyone for watching. We will meet a new guest in our next episode. Thank you again, and all the best.
Thank you.
Emma. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.